I haven't even adjusted my. I'm gonna talk while I adjust my sound settings. Make sure I don't blow out your ears.
That's good because we're live.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's part of the joy. Can I? Can I? Good thing I checked. Hello, live from the COVID den. That is Emma Lurking's left ventricle. It's yet another Musk Monday edition of Business Pants. Ugh, oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
God. Well, it's hard to
Yeah.
avoid.
Joined as always by Emma. I lurk so hard, I'm not even here lurking. And Matt, more insightful than a comatose Scott Galloway Muscardi. I'm just one day away from once again never running a marathon. Or a half day away from never running a half marathon. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh, I like your math. That's good math.
In today's bag of pesticide-flavored nuggets called April 25th, 2022, a Business Pants Fireside Chat featuring Twitter and the tyrannical troll. All right, you ready?
All right, let's do this. We're going to put a 5-minute countdown timer up so that we stay on time. Here we go. Here it is. You ready?
Yeah, quick
I'm
background on Tesla. According to the New York Times, an agreement is not yet final and may still be far apart, but everyone's reporting it might be happening today. Musk buying Twitter. Let's go.
Yay!
We have three
Let's do it.
topics. First, Musk as a ruler, criticism of Tesla, and then third is Twitter, Jack Dorsey a genius. All right, let's start with Musk as a ruler. We talked about this in pre-production. I'm going to bring it up again, Matt. Okay. He's the CEO, Techno King, director at Tesla.
One.
He's CEO, CTO, and chair at SpaceX.
2.
Founder at the Boring Company.
3.
Who I think has a pretty active role. Founder at Neuralink. Doesn't seem to have an active role.
It's 3.5.
Doesn't seem to have an active role other than bothering everybody and making life uncomfortable. And then he was formerly chair at Solar City, which is now a part of Tesla. That's all I got. You want to jump in anywhere there?
You can't forget the live updates we're getting. That means he may be the CEO of Twitter very shortly.
Right. How does he
he's
have
gonna
time? How is anybody asking how he has time for this?
He's
First
not
of all,
in Africa. He's not.
You know
in
what?
Africa.
I don't even care. The obvious question is, does he have time for this? What about the second question, which is, are other than the share price at Tesla, is he like actually successful anywhere? I mean, I was even looking at the market share. Okay, Tesla's EV market share in the US was 80% in 2020. It's already down to 66% a year later. Those aren't good numbers. I'm just putting it out there. It's still a majority of the market, yes, but this guy wastes so much time being a troll and doing stupid things that would concern me. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
The funny part about having 80% market share in the EV market when there is no competition is that there's no competition for it. So the only product getting 100% market share does not mean that product's actually good. If we're talking about Musk as a leader of anything, can we just run through the things that he hasn't done? Mostly, I mean,
okay, what?
I mean, the dude has basically announced 5 million things at giant like conferences where everyone in the universe is like cheering and celebrating. He threw a fucking rock at the Cybertruck window and broke it live in a reveal for a truck that he announced a year ago that hasn't come out yet. He had solar tiles that don't really exist. Like only like 3 people in the universe have them. He has he's drilling holes under Las Vegas where there's traffic jams. So he's solving traffic problems by having people go under the city and not actually solving traffic problems.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? Can we talk about the Boring Company? I just want to interject this one quote that just came out on Twitter from Elon Musk about the Boring Company. He said, underground tunnels are immune to surface weather conditions. Subways are a good example. So it wouldn't matter to Hyperloop if a hurricane was raging on the surface. You wouldn't even notice. How many how many months removed are we from the hurricane that essentially disabled the New York
Destroyed.
City subway system because water was literally pouring down into the tunnels? I mean, this guy is nuts. This is not even like
Immune.
intelligent CEO behavior. He
I,
just tweeted this within the last like day or so.
I honestly, what his leadership style is he's been propagated by a PayPal investor circle,
True.
right? He gets
Yeah.
a tremendous amount of money from a very few amount of other billionaires.
Who are either from,
Uh,
yeah, you're right, either from PayPal, Stanford, or South Africa, all in that
yeah,
combination usually.
it's
No, I'm
basically
serious.
that,
Yeah, I'm serious.
and it blows my mind. Look, we can all say he's like got great vision and he's made a bunch of things that when they do work are interesting and great, and like Tesla is a
I
beautiful
guess.
car and yada yada
It's
yada.
not
But
bad.
the
Yeah.
number of things that he basically announces that don't come out, and the head spinning that must go on at every
Hmm.
company, effectively you are hiring a schizophrenic. I would beat myself if Emma were here. But you're hiring somebody whose inability to focus on anything and inability to follow through on half the things he says is really high.
Yeah.
That's your leader.
And
That's
let me
your
get this in
leader.
before you ring the bell. Let's not forget, I get his effect on the share price. Tesla is about $1,000 now. Okay, good for him. It was only 2 years ago that it was under $100. These things aren't okay. I was just gonna say it's not a permanent state. This share price, it hasn't even been up that long. Okay, all right,
I
moving
don't
on.
even know what it's up on. What's it?
Okay,
They delivered their first car like last year.
Elon Musk is the first meme stock. He's a meme stock.
He
That,
is.
that
He's a
that's
meme human.
He's a meme human. Moving on to our second area of coverage. That Matt, I give you credit for this. You found this. There's an entire Wikipedia webpage. And we do a lot of research here. Of course, we don't just use Wikipedia, but sometimes we do. Although for corporate research, it usually lacks any depth. But there is an entire Wikipedia webpage, including 308 footnotes, just dedicated to criticism of Tesla. As Matt, as you pointed out very well, this is essentially an ESG ratings report. No, I mean
It is
I
the
mean,
most
yeah.
comprehensive ESG ratings report I've ever read in my
And
life, and I
and
worked.
before you get into it, let me just point out the these are the main topics, and then I'll let you go. Okay, fraud allegations, deceptive full self-driving, safety issues, Musk's unfulfilled promises, whistleblower allegations, misuse of taxpayer money, misinformation from Musk, environmental practices, quality issues, customer service issues, Chinese relations, working conditions, and workplace culture issues, including racism and harassment. There you go. Okay, and there's a
Yeah,
lot more than just that, but yeah, that's the
I
headlines.
love it. I love that the number of footnotes is the first thing you pulled, and when you did that,
Yeah,
literally the first thing I looked at was nuclear power, like something
yeah,
scientific with like highly studied. There are 308 footnotes in the criticism of Tesla. There are 361 in the nuclear power Wikipedia. There is as
yeah.
much research done about the criticisms of Tesla as there are nuclear power, which this is a super comprehensive list. And if we have to talk about like what it's going to be like to be a Twitter user under Elon Musk,
It already
you
sucks.
you got to read the criticism of Tesla Wikipedia page.
This is
There
why I'm
is
so confused. Yeah,
there's no more like comprehensive list of human failure simultaneously next to somebody who's considered a vast visionary and success story than this. I mean,
Uh,
this is
th-
like
yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know anyone who could see any Elon Musk entity as a long-term play, a long-term investment, because he just seems like he's a disaster and a hurricane waiting to happen. In fact, the other news coming out of Twitter, ironically, not just his insipid comments about the Boring Company, which he's being ridiculed for, but I guess he has a yet another fight this time with Bill Gates. You heard of him?
I did. I vaguely heard of him. Yeah.
Bill Gates is agreeing with me. He's taking he's shorting Tesla because, I mean, of course, because it has no way with this type of leadership with 308 footnotes about the criticism of Tesla Inc. on Wikipedia. There's no way that it's going to sustain this over a long period. But Elon Musk's reaction to Bill Gates today or yesterday over the weekend is a picture mocking his belly and basically saying, I quote, "In case you need to lose a boner fast," and there's a picture of Bill Gates. I mean, uh, this is just all the proof you need that there can't be a long term investment in a character like this, right? I mean, not to sound serious all of a sudden,
No,
but
well, my
it
favorite
defies
part.
all the ESG principles in like because ESG is really about pointing out risk, right? It's not woke data, it's not woke anything. It's a list of potential risks for your long term investment, essentially. And there is no bigger risk at an S&P 500 company than the leadership of Elon Musk. That's just my point of view. But yeah,
My favorite part, though, is that the New York Times has to take it seriously and has like a 800-word article
hmm
about how Musk's Bill Gates tweets may hint
yeah.
at his leadership style. That's like
Oh, so we need hints at this point.
so we
We
need
don't
like
know.
as if we didn't know
Yeah.
already.
The New York
But
Times, you're
talking
probably footnoted several times in this criticism of Tesla. And why don't you check out the Wikipedia entry and you'll see other examples
But
that
if you're
aren't
going to
just
talk
hints.
about Musk as as a long-term play, right?
Yeah, I don't want
Musk
to,
is
but yes.
actually like because he has board capture on Tesla,
hmm
he effectively pays himself as a long-term play billions upon billions of dollars. It's why he has so much stock. Where is the Twitter board or the Tesla board right now saying, "Wait, you cannot pledge like the
Yeah.
vast majority of your Tesla shares in order to buy another
Well,
company while you're busy managing this one."
I'll tell
Like,
you,
what are you
Matt,
doing?
as our proprietary influence scores will point out, it's because Elon Musk dominates the Tesla board. He is the superstar extreme of that board, and I'm sure that he's the only one they listen to. I'm just
I
putting it
do
out
want to
there.
say before we cut to the next section, one of
Yeah.
the issues on the 308 footnoted criticism Tesla issues is something
Yeah.
called wompy wheels. Didn't know that was a
Oh yeah.
thing. Wompy wheels. I like wompy wheels.
I can actually imagine. That's actually kind of evocative. I can imagine that feeling when you're on the highway like that. Whoom,
I do
boom,
not
boom,
want
boom,
that.
boom.
I don't want
I li-
that feeling at all.
I listen to a lot of car talk, so maybe that's my problem. All right. Finally, our third area is I'll put it out as a question to you, Matt. Is Twitter slash Jack Dorsey a genius? Because as much as I'm confounded by why the hell would anyone want to sell out to this madman, maybe
It's
Twitter's doing the
perfect.
right thing. Maybe they're pulling the plug at the exact right moment.
First of all, we
Yeah.
were right.
Yes, we're
We
always right.
actually, we when Twitter issued the poison pill, we basically said, oh, we must have been wrong. We came in on the air and said, oh, we must have
hmm
been wrong about Twitter and Tesla and the whole thing, or Musk and the whole thing. But we turns out we were right because what we did was we went
hmm
board member by board member and guess
Yeah.
how they were going to
It was
vote
riveting. It was riveting.
based on how connected they were to Elon
Yeah.
Musk and how influential they were in the boardroom. And what this suggests that this has come this far. This
hmm
largely suggests that we were absolutely right. That Jack Dorsey stepping down in the first place.
Yeah.
Now I'm going full conspiracy theorist.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think it's conspiracy. But go ahead.
I can picture a world if you do the timeline where
Yeah.
Elon Musk is accruing shares of Twitter well before he announces it, right around when Dorsey steps down, right?
Yeah.
Which means I could imagine a world where Dorsey and Musk are immediately connected. They're having a conversation about who should run Twitter. Parag is put up as effectively sort of a puppet CEO. Sorry, Parag, but
It's a
like
he's a placeholder.
he's a
And he
placeholder. Yeah.
he's like that. Not that I play golf, but on the putting green when they pick up their ball and they put down a little like chip
That little
for the ball.
tab
That's what
thing.
he
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is why people need to take us more seriously, and why I think it's Scott Galloway should be ready to hand over the torch to us. But we pointed this out when Parag was
The
hired.
day he was
This
hired.
is
Yeah.
why we make fun of stuff, people. You have to focus on the stuff that we make fun of because there are little morsels of delicious truth there. Parag is a placeholder because something was afoot. Because you usually don't hand over one of the most famous S&P 500 companies in the entire globe to a nerd. It just doesn't happen that often. I'm just yeah, okay. Keep going. Keep going.
But we nailed the fact that like Musk is connected through a number of these directors
Yeah.
already. She's directly connected to them and has influence
So
over them
many.
before he's even
So
started,
many.
right?
Yeah. So many. Yeah.
Now, we might have wrongly guessed that Omid
No.
would be the one to be like leading the charge, the Musk charge. But my guess is when it comes out, maybe we will be found right. How how
Wait,
does this
what do you
end?
mean? We're not wrong about Omid. I think the theory is right. Is that he is still feeling the sting of losing power within. So why wouldn't he want to take this private, have Elon take over, and maybe figure out how to regain some power?
Do you think Omid becomes? Does Parag take his shortest tenure ever as a CEO, retire from Twitter, and then Omid becomes the CEO,
Look,
de facto CEO
it's not going to
underneath
matter
Musk?
though. That's the thing. Is it's really not going to matter because Musk is going to be the techno king of Twitter. He's going to be the who.
I'm
What
calling
does
him
it
Techno
matter?
Jesus now. We look for
Parag
signs from this guy. He's Techno
Parag
Jesus.
can stay in all the pressures. I mean, we have wondered for a long time now if this is just like too big for Parag. Like there's no way he wants to handle this because the thing we're not talking is what is the next decade of social media going to look like? Section 230, all the political battles you got. It's like one of the only things that left, and the right seems to be bizarrely united against. Zuck's already he's pivoting already away from Facebook, pivoting so much that he changed the company's name to
Yeah,
Meta.
that's
So
smart.
that's why I'm wondering, like, is Twitter just avoiding the Yahoo? Is it just like is it pulling the plug on the Yahoo? To your point, I don't think it matters who the CEO is going to be if Musk buys it. It's just going to be another placeholder.
But there's two outcomes here that are
Yeah.
important. Number one is criticism of Tesla, 308 footnotes, becomes criticism of Twitter, 700 footnotes, where
Yes.
it
Oh,
becomes a
it's gonna.
place.
Yeah. More than that. More than that. Because people
It's just
actually
going to
care
be
more about Twitter. Yeah.
it's just going to be pedophile and boner jokes and crypto bots.
There's
That's
no. Yeah.
like
There's no way
this.
if Musk really thinks he can change this into some kind of like a quote unquote free speech vehicle, he's in for a world of hurt.
And then number two is something that we predicted on Friday, but now I think is very, very real. If you think about what happens to the sort of social media landscape in the entirety, Twitter
Hmm.
was the one place that was basically a widely held public
Yeah,
normal
no
company.
dictatorship, one share, one vote, all that crap.
I mean, same influence. They got governance problems like everybody else, but they were the
But
one place where it was one
not a
share, one vote.
dictatorship. Hmm.
Now it will be the entire market share of social media is owned by dictators, whether it's state run in China or
Yeah,
anywhere else, or it's effectively state run by an autocrat like Zuckerberg,
or
Snap
Musk. Yeah,
CEO, and now Musk.
Spiegel. Yeah,
The fastest thing you can do, the 0 to 60 like ramp up of Elizabeth Warren right now saying 4 or 5 billionaires owning the entire social media landscape cannot be what exists. We need to repeal section 230 and make these people accountable.
all right.
There is basically a 100% chance that happens.
No one told me you were allowed to talk over your own horn.
Well, because I
Can I
controlled the horn.
can I end on this? My favorite thing I found from today. This, speaking of criticism, this is criticism on Elon Musk's Neuralink, and the headline was Elon Musk's Neuralink confirms monkeys died in project, denies animal cruelty claims.
No.
What is so? Death is not the ultimate cruelty to a monkey. It's news to me. All right, that's all I got.
It could have been worse. They could have been wompy wheels involved.
Yeah, Wompy
That is
monkey
Damien.
brains.
That is Damien Wompy Rawless, and I am Matt Wompy Muscardi. We are scruffy but knowledgeable, so come back here tomorrow. If you're looking for Emma, Emma is currently lurking
I always look for Emma. Yeah.
under her bed. I think she's lurking under her bed with a box of tissues. And we'll be back tomorrow with more biz nuggets. Goodbye.